On today's episode, I give homage to some amazing toy photographers and the godfather of toy photos, Kim Simmons. Plus, we complete a major milestone.
I honestly think this is one of the best figures ever. Welcome back to the journey. If you comb Instagram or the internet and search toy photography, you're gonna find millions of photos taken by some very talented photographers. And for me, taking photos of my collection and documenting my journey has really heightened my collecting experience, and it lets me catalog my collection in a pretty creative way. And you don't have to have an expensive camera. Most of us have cell phones, and some of them are equipped with the best cameras anyway. So nowadays, all you need is a little imagination and some skills in posing. But if you want to see some masters at work, here are just a few of the photographers that I'm a fan of.
Matthew Callahan. Matthew Callahan was a U.S. Marine serving in Afghanistan and found a passion for photography. With his first-hand view on what being a soldier is and his brothers and sisters in arms to learn from, he was able to take that perspective and put it into his art. And what was an experiment with borrowing his roommate's stormtrooper action figure for a test shot has become a new creative outlet for him and a visual storytelling device. His photography tells stories with one click of a button. They are both heart-pounding and heart-wrenching. His unique perspective and techniques has influenced thousands of photographers and action figure collectors alike. And his perspectives and first-hand experience with being a service member enhances those images. He takes images from real combat and turns them into action figure art, still capturing the emotion of the moment and making his images embody that emotion and in-the-moment realism. A link to his website is in the description below. Bianca Boo. Bianca Boo creates a cinematic world of art and brings life to her toys and scenes with amazing use of light and props that are scaled to her figures. Her sets and amazing posing techniques really takes her scenes into motion, and just by seeing a single frame, you can hear and see the movement of her subjects. A link to her Instagram is in the description below. Nocturnelle 9. Her art has heightened production value in the frame. She takes seemingly inanimate objects and a toy that every child has enjoyed for decades and gives life to it, much like a child's imagination would. She told me that the reason she shoots toy photography is for the seemingly endless options she has to create scenes with Legos. She really likes to try and tell a story with one frame. The lighting, contrast, and colors she can generate are also a big influence for why she loves shooting Lego. A link to her Instagram page is in the description. Jared Middleton. If you want to have a toy photographer who takes you through his techniques and behind the scenes of how he does it, you have to subscribe to Jared Middleton right here on YouTube. Not only is his photography diverse in what figures he shoots, his techniques are diverse as well, from simple to complex, and taking a scroll through his content will result in hours and hours of education and entertainment. A link to Jared's YouTube channel is in the description below. But the godfather of all toy photographers is Kim Simmons. He was the photographer for Kenner and Hasbro from 1981 to 2000, and his images helped launch Star Wars into toy infamy.
But I literally walked in the door and I started shooting right away. I mean, my first shot was the Darth Vader insert. But a lot of times I didn't have anything to look at. I'm looking at one right now, it's the Rancor monster. But they told me, well, think a cave. Okay. And then we'll try to get you some information, but they never did till later. So literally that's when I go in there. I needed a cardboard box about this big. And I started cutting away what I needed to. And I brought rocks from home that I just grabbed. Then it was like, okay, I've got to light this thing. It's this deep. We have to be creative. Right. If we don't see something, if something's not just there, we have to figure a way to do it.
What's your favorite scene that you shot?
That would be the hot battle scene.
The hot battle scene?
Yeah, that's the hot battle scene.
Kim's book, The Man Who Shot Luke Skywalker, is an encyclopedia not only of his art, but the Kenner vintage Star Wars pieces. And with this book in hand, it's a very visceral experience in the art of toy photography and how important those photographs were in shaping the pulp culture phenomenon that Star Wars was. Not only in theaters, but on the toy shelves in stores and in children's homes throughout the world. And right now, Kim's book is in its 4th edition, so get your copy. Visit Kim's link in the description below. I also have an archive of my action figures, and I use it to show my viewers where I am in my journey and to create a visually pleasing database of my collection that tells a story. And that is the wonder of toy photography. The image tells a story and it offers value for the person who's watching it. So, when you're about to take a still of your collection, ask yourself, what story am I trying to tell? But there are no rules, so have fun, learn something new, and fulfill that creative need within you.
So today, I'm gonna get a figure that was born for the camera. And sorry, Leia, it's not you. So what figure am I getting today?
It's the smiling Lando Calrissian. Now, I already have the non-smiling version in my collection already, but this variant simply places the smile as a paint application. So what's the story behind this variant? There were several factories to have made the Lando Calrissian. Cater in Hong Kong, Cater China, which also shipped figures to Lily Letty in Mexico, Smile, and Unitoy. All factories produce figures with smiles, but only factories with Hong Kong stamps have been known to produce ones without a smile. These ones without a smile were also produced with no eye paint, and both of these variants were produced at the same time during the Kenner run of toys. Lando Calrissian was first released in 1980 on the Palitoy 30A card backs. He comes with a gray vinyl cape, and depending on what region you bought this figure in, he comes with the following Bespin blasters. The blue Bespin blaster in either a light blue or dark blue feature that came from the Hong Kong and China factories. The gray blaster that came out of the Lily Letty factories, and the metallic blue blaster that came from the Spanish PBP factory. This blaster happens to be on the expensive side, so if you have one, you found yourself a small treasure of a relic. This figure also tends to fade over time and get brown and black marks on the plastic. And look out for paint wear all over this figure, especially the hair, eyebrows, hands, belt, collar, and the eyes and the smile. Also, he's prone to paint rub on his back and sleeves from normal play. So generally speaking, make sure to look for a really great reference photo or a figure of Lando if you're unsure of what a pristine example is supposed to look like. It retailed for $249 back in 1980, but we found one being sold on Facebook for a total of $16.25. So let's cross this figure off our list and add this to our display case from Collector Displays. And that completes our Lando Calrissian run for our loose figures. And I love marking off these milestones on this run. And as someone pointed out to me last week, I've also hit another milestone, and I've completed my Han Solo run as well. And that is a big one since there were 6 figures that I had to get on this run.
So thanks for joining me today and taking a look at some awesome toy photographers. Giving some homage to Kim Simmons, the godfather of toy photography. And please order his new book, the 4th edition of The Man Who Shot Luke Skywalker. And please visit the sites of all the photographers that were mentioned here today. All of their links to their sites are down there in that description. Down in my descriptions are links for supplies that you may need for your collecting journey. And when you click and buy using my links, it does support the channel, so thank you for that. And also join me on all my other social media. The links for those are on the homepage of my YouTube channel. And we finally have our own merch store, so head on down to the descriptions to get your hands on some Padawan collector gear. And yes, there's even some Rami and Jaws gear. And if you found this video interesting, please hit that like button. It does support the channel. And if you want to keep seeing content from me, then please hit that subscribe button. And also that notification bell so you know when episodes go live. I post videos every Sunday with bonus content on Wednesdays. And as always, my friends, thank you, and I will see you next time.
If you're new to the channel, check out the welcome video, or just check out the next episode. And please subscribe if you want to follow the journey. And remember, there is no shame in being a Padawan.